Hi, I'm Barbie Goebel. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland, and I would love to be on Halloween Wars. Right now, we're at my house. I try and do up my yard every year. I love Halloween. I made these gravestones several years ago. They're getting kind of worn out. And then this year, I also made giant spiders that are crawling on the walls of my house. Let me take you to the shop where I work at Fancy Cakes by Leslie in Bethesda, Maryland, not too far, and I can show you where I do all my cake work. This is where I work. These are some of the display cakes I've made for the front window. We try to do seasonal displays. We get to have a lot of fun with them and kind of go wild and over the top. I have been doing cakes for about the past 20 years. I've worked in bakeries and pastry shops and cake shops, though, since I was 14 years old. It's kind of all I've ever done. But I really started concentrating on just doing cakes and kind of got out of the baking and pastry aspect about 20 years ago. I love doing sculpted cakes and three-dimensional cakes. Quirkier the better. I love when customers come in and have kind of an outrageous idea, and I get to kind of flesh it out and make it work for them. Since I love Halloween, I love doing gory stuff, kind of creepy things, and I also like to do cutesy Halloween stuff. So we had one customer come in who was having her baby shower, and she had had a very rough pregnancy. So rough, in fact, that she had nicknamed her baby the Demon Spawn. For her shower cake, she wanted the traditional torso cake with the big belly, and bursting out of her belly, she wanted the demon child. I was not quite sure what her mother and mother-in-law were going to think about it, but it was a fun cake to do. Creepy weddings, we got to do a really fun cake this year. The bride had taken over the wedding and has been making all the plans, but she did allow the groom to choose the wedding cake. And for his wedding cake, he wanted a zombie-themed wedding. So we did a traditional white stacked wedding cake, and I sculpted little figurines of the bridal party. The bridal party were all zombies, and the bride and groom were on top fighting them off with an axe and a chainsaw. Last year we had the opportunity to work with Spike Mendelsohn, who was one of the Top Chef winners. He was going on a book tour and wanted a display cake of hamburger and fries and his famous toasted marshmallow shake. So I did that up, and he really liked it. A few months after that, he was asked to serve lunch for the White House staff, and he asked us to make that same type of cake, but real cake this time, to serve to the White House staff. So we made 2 giant hamburgers and the fries and the shakes, and the White House loved it, so much so that they contacted us that same day and asked if we could do a Halloween cake for them. It was a witch and a pumpkin with an owl on top. They loved it and called us that same day and wanted us to do a Thanksgiving cake. So we were able to do that for them as well. It was pretty cool to know that my work was in the White House. It's always challenging when I get a 3D cake, especially if it's big, just planning out how it's going to be structurally sound, how I'm going to be able to make things that can maybe be hanging off the sides and not fall off, and also taking it into consideration that even though I make the cake here, it's going to have to be delivered. So going through the joltiness of the car ride, being picked up and put down and picked up and put down, it's a lot to take in and have to process. I want to be on Halloween Wars because I'd love to challenge myself that way. The idea of working with other artists that I have no idea who they are and have never met is kind of exciting, to kind of collaborate with 2 other people on a project. I think would really bring out a lot of my strengths. I tend to work well under pressure. I've worked on a restaurant line for 3 years and know what that kind of pressure, the quick and having to get things done in a timely manner is like. So I think it would be a great experience.